to Puppyco in the movie, can you tell me what animal you identify with most?
I always think of those documentaries where the walruses and sea lions are laying on the rocks, just sunning themselves.
Oh, that's adorable.
Maybe
Little
stop with
otter.
some water on them.
Have a lot of kids. Yeah.
Maybe less kids.
Hi, Alec. Hi, Amy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to talk to you about the Boss Baby family business. It's really awesome that it will be streaming on Peacock the same day that it's in theaters on July 2nd.
The boss is back, baby. I work alone, or at least not with him.
We need to work together to save the family business.
We're going to have to face evil babies, creepy babies, jail yard babies, and ninja babies? Is this some kind of a ninja boy band? The difference in try and triumph is just a little upsies. I need upsies!
So I know a lot of people can relate to having a family business. And I was wondering if you could tell me what exact family business are the Templetons involved in?
Well, the Templetons work for Puppyco.
In the first one.
In the first one, yeah. Ted works for Baby Corps. And my favorite scene is actually the opening.
Oh, yeah.
When the feather comes and tickles Boss Baby, and all the other babies are giggling, and they all go, it says family, family, family. And they tickle him, and it says management. And he goes to management. And the opening of Boss Baby, the first Boss Baby, I love.
Me too.
So it's the baby business. It's making sure that we don't lose ground in the constant war between puppies and babies, because babies seem to be winning. Puppyco came up with the forever puppy.
That's right.
Puppy that lasts forever. And that was catastrophic news for us.
Taking over the pie chart. You're right.
Taking over the pie chart, yeah.
Well, you explained that so well.
I went to business school.
Envious. Well, yeah.
I went to Wharton. Anyway.
Well,
did you really?
No.
Oh.
Speaking of business school, Alec, can you tell me what a hedge fund manager is? Because your character, Ted, becomes one in the movie, and I honestly have no idea what the heck that actually means.
First of all, let me say, do you really care? Do you really care what a hedge fund is?
I actually was so grateful. I would like to know. I thought it was trimming bushes. For a second.
The money you raise in order to get people to, you can't afford to have somebody trim your bushes. But the truth of the matter is that it's the old Walter Matthau line. They said to Walter Matthau years ago, would you like to observe some surgery before you play a doctor? And he turned to the people, apparently he's like, I'm a movie actor. Nobody actually expects me to know how to do surgery. You're going to cut away to people who are doubles, hand doubles. I can't be bothered with that. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. I'm the same way. I play Boss Baby, but I don't have any business knowledge or acumen whatsoever. None.
Good. So none of us know what a hedge fund is and none of us care. So that's
a hedge fund is a whole game people are playing with your money and my money.
So if you were doing Last the Mohicans, let's say Daniel Day-Lewis couldn't do the second Last Mohicans too. Would you want to go to Asheville, North Carolina and live in the woods and catch your own? Would you do that?
Live that whole.
Would you do that?
No, of course not.
Well, you did The Edge.
I'm a movie actor. No one expects me to
Great
know how
movie.
to shoot arrows at animals and kill wild animals. Nobody expects that. Hedge fund, Mohicans, surgery. Come on. We're here to tell jokes and then have lunch.
So, Amy, your character in the movie is Tina. Is it odd playing a character named Tina when you have a bunny named Tina?
Finally, a question I can answer. Yes. Well, the funny thing about my rabbit, Tina, is when I rescued Tina, they said Tina was a girl. Cut to 4 years later, I found out Tina was a boy. So now it's very confusing with the he, she, but, now just one big queen that I live with, a big queen bunny rabbit. So it really throws me off. But I like the name Tina. And I was happy when I was recording this from my house. Tina was hopping around my bedroom on the bed while I was recording.
So Tina turned out to be a boy.
Tina's a boy.
But you dressed him as Charo for the first 3 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing. So if you guys could go back in time and become a child again, similar to what happens in the movie.
You want me to be a baby again? Ow! My texting hand!
Would you do it, or is being an adult more your speed?
I don't have any desire to go back to wearing diapers.
No. I don't have any desire to go back to any of my life like that now. Except maybe the night, I've mentioned this before, the night I met my wife.
Aww.
And I'd say, well, I go back and tell her, what do you think about having 1 or 2 kids? As opposed to what we have now, which is an insane asylum.
Yeah.
So tied to Puppy Co. in the movie, you guys are both PETA advocates. Like I've seen you both work with PETA. Can you tell me what animal you identify with most?
Well, rabbit for me, because they're fast. If they can be in pain, but they don't show they're in pain. They can see from, I can see from behind me. I had that kind of eye in a way, like I go like this. I can see you, Alec. And I'm a hay burner.
What's a hay burner?
Hay burners, animals that eat hay. I just always like that term.
Hay burner.
Hay burners.
Hay Burner Productions. This should be the name of your company.
Oh, that's a great idea. Hold, please.
Hay Burner Productions.
Alec, what about you?
I probably think of me at this age where I need to rest. I'm very tired. I need some rest. I always think of those documentaries with all the walruses and sea lions are laying on the rocks, just sunning themselves.
Oh, that's adorable.
And maybe slapping
otter.
some water on them.
Oh, yeah.
And they just lay there, engorged, and laying in the sun and just resting.
Oh, that's really nice.
And they go out and they eat some sea life.
Yeah.
And they come back and they just lay on the rocks for a while.
Have a lot of kids. Yeah.
Maybe less kids. Maybe less little otters. What kind of animal are you?
I'm going to say an Arctic fox.
Oh, okay.
Because they're like very sleek. They like the cold. I love snow.
I felt the chill when you came on the air.
Did you?
I didn't realize what it was. And I realized you took me to the Arctic because you're an Arctic fox.
It all makes sense now. So I'm a huge believer in like having your home and your space be really representative of you as a person and really comfortable. And I know, Amy, I've looked at house tours of your apartment and it definitely seems very representative of you and it's patterned and quirky and amazing. And you have a lampshade made out of hair in your living room.
Hair samples. When you go to wig shop, they give you swatches. So I thought, that'd make a great, lampshade. So I bought a ton of them and used jump rings, put it around my lampshade. And it really does put off a really nice honey toned, like, light. It's beautiful. You just have to, sometimes the hair gets frizzy. So you just have to like steam it and then it'll straighten the hair out.
You steam the hairy lampshade. That's the title of your book. Steaming the Hairy Lampshade.
Yeah, you got to steam it.
Amy Sedaris story.
But I got rid of a lot of stuff. I mean, people.
You did, but what did you get rid of first? What's one thing you got rid of? What's the thing that didn't make the cut in the Amy Sedaris tablet?
Like cut out of a wooden turtle. No, I got rid of a lot of stuff because it does look cluttered, but it really isn't that cluttered. You know what I mean? I have a lot of stuff, but everything out is stuff I like. It's just not out to be
Let's say what you want to say. It's none of their goddamn business.
So your house is a little maximalist, funky. And Alec, what is your space? Like what is your aesthetic at home?
Yeah, what is it?
I'm less so than I was, but I'm a bit of a hoarder.
Are you?
And I need to have in my office, and we're having the big purge now.
Oh boy.
We're throwing out stuff because it's interesting was when I was single, everything had so much more meaning to me. If you wrote me a Christmas card, I'd save it in every year.
When I write you one, yeah.
When I have a year-end box, which is business papers and personal papers, and I have them all in storage. And the box, I would fill the box with mementos from people and sentiments from people because I didn't have anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I got married and had kids, now the box has barely been filled because the thing that's most meaningful to me is what I'm doing now with my kids.
Amy, I read, or actually it was on a podcast, I think you kind of referred to yourself as having Girl Scout level ambition.
Yes.
And that made me wonder, what are each of your favorite Girl Scout cookies?
Well, mint.
Thin mints?
Yeah, I like the mint cookies. Yeah. I still buy, when I had every badge except 2. So when I moved to New York, I went to the Girl Scout Council on 23rd Street and I said, listen, how I'm 50. I go, why don't you, I've earned these badges. And I said, you should give them to me. So they did. They gave me the 2 badges that I didn't have, sign of the star and sign of the arrow. So I have them all now.
That's amazing.
Is that wow? And I still have all my uniforms.
I love that.
Yeah.
There was a girl who lived across the street from me in a house I was renting in LA, and her mother was there with the kids. She had like 3 or 4 kids. And one day she says to me, my daughter's selling Girl Scout cookies. And I don't know what it is, but all of a sudden like brings out the Frank Sinatra in me. I don't know why.
Oh.
And the girl comes with her mother to my house. I'm like, let me ask you a question. How much is it going to cost to buy out all the Girl Scout cookies you have? How many? I'll take every box. I'll take 180 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. I write you a check for $650, and I buy all her Girl Scout cookies and donate them to my kids' school for their snack time.
Oh, that's so great.
And I bought her the Girl Scout cookies, but I realized that probably wasn't a good idea because it didn't teach her anything.
Yeah, right. Well, she's probably still talking about it. That Frank Sinatra.
It's usually the Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, Frank Sinatra.
She goes, she's at a bar. She's going to Brown. She's in a bar. She goes, Frank Sinatra brought on my Girl Scout cookies.
I just want Girl Scout cookies. So last question. I found this really interesting that Amy, you also referred to yourself as like the queen of saying no or the queen of no. And there was an article, and I think it was the New York Times, that you said that you say no to a lot of things, and that's okay. And I, at 38, still don't know how to say no to things. So I was going to ask you how you got so good at that, but if you don't remember saying it, maybe it's not true.
Sometimes it's when people ask you to do stuff and it's the energy of the moment and you're just like, no, I can't, or anything that's going to involve more emails on my end, like how many emails does that mean? Does that mean I'm going to get 12? And, I just don't want that stuff, So it's no is usually about that. And
everybody now moves the goalpost. Mm-hmm. They'll call you and say, you want to come to our event? Just come to the red carpet, we'll get you tickets. And you're like, okay. Then they're like, the night of, they're like, do you mind coming up on stage and singing Happy Birthday to Elton John?
Yeah, it's always something else.
It's always, they move the goalposts. That's always
hoodwinked.
Or you meet him for a second, like John Leguizamo. Next thing you know, can you sign this petition to move the arch in Washington? I was like, I'm not fun that way. I don't want to, play.
Only a couple inches.
Only a couple inches.
The arch is not off by much.
Yeah, those are red flags. The Susan Sarandons, the Bette Midlers. You're like, no, I'm not good for that. Yeah, adopt a highway. We want to get a red light, a green light, put on 9th and 6th. And then it's like, no, I'm not good that way.
We want to change the name of New York to New Day.
Yeah.
New Day City.
Yeah. No, don't call me. Yeah.
Don't call me.
You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. The movie's so fun. Yeah. It's been great.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Dad, is Uncle Ted coming for Christmas this year?
Sweetie, sometimes you just grow apart.
Diamonds all in my ring, player. Gold watches, gold chain, player. Walk in the building, I own it.
Uncle Ted, I missed you so much.
That's my girl.
Woohoo!
You can't solve everything with money.
But you can, Tim.
You haven't changed at all. You're still a big baby. Suck it, Ted.
You suck. Get that passy out of my face.
Excuse me. I hate to interrupt. I mean, it's a riveting conversation, but why don't you both suck it?
She can talk. All right.
Baby Corp developed a new formula that can turn a grown-up back into a baby for 48 hours.
You want me to be a baby again? So, what's the crisis?
An evil genius is teaching kids to be very bad babies.
Welcome to the baby revolution.
We're gonna need a disguise to go undercover.
What have you done to me?
No, really? What, are we going sailing? Oh, no.
Thanks for always having my back. You're my brother.
We always stick together because that's what families do.